looking for a look above and fail. So my thought is they take out the 22,000, that gets filled. It pulls back. People think it's a reversal, but it catches a bid and it rockets up past the number and then loses that 22,000 again. If that happens, I'm going to take the short. That's my thought.
Anne-Marie, on the second try through 22,000 or through the first try? We go through the 22,000.
Second try, yes.
So, okay. I'm guessing there's some stops above the 22,000s as well.
Yes.
See those 22,000s get filled. Stops get triggered. So we go to 22,010, 22,020.
Yeah.
Then you wait.
Exactly.
You wait. Pull back beneath 22,000. Essentially like a little mini double top. Short the double top.
Yes. With a taller. It looks like it's going to break away, but it doesn't.
Gotcha.
It looks so it traps all the longs that go
on the second try.
Exactly. So we'll
gotcha.
let the second try.
Yeah, cool.
So
I like
that's the structure. Yeah.
I like this.
That's what made me take the long yesterday at 21,532. Same structure.
Okay, that's second time.
Do you liken that to kind of a failed upside or downside auction in there?
Exactly. Yes. Absolutely. We see it really thin as it makes that formation, and it just collapses.
Order filled.
Buy the rumor, sell the news there. Been rallying pretty good after the open. We'd mentioned before, who knows what. Then everybody pretty much knows once that thing's out on the news wires, and now we're getting the pullback. Let's see.
Hogue, thoughts on the price action so far that we've seen? Oh,
well,
in there. Oh,
he's thinking it through.
Gotcha. Okay. Run live air. Just making sure he heard me.
We just went up in the Nasdaq, touched a naked point control at 21,987. We have not. We've just finished the IB high and the IB low. So right now we don't have any extension outside of the initial balance. I'd be looking for some sort of extension outside the initial balance in either direction. Right now, it would probably be to the upside, and a failure above that IB high, kind of like a failed upside auction. You can call it a selling tail, whatever you want to call it. I think we're getting pretty expensive in the Nasdaq here. We're up around that 22,000 weekly kickoff high. We got about 4 points of it, 96, and we've been seeing the market kind of come off here. We're seeing potential for a 3-bar reversal, perhaps. I don't know. That's pretty long ways away on the 5-minute chart, but it's looking a little expensive up here to me. In a longer time frame.
Same.
When you look at the daily, this is the upper extreme of the area of balance we've been in for a month, even longer than that. I mean, going back to December. Anything above this level has been met with selling. Pretty close try there with that 22,000 level.
We're still in the dang FOMC candle, Hogue.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. Very annoying.
Yeah, it's definitely presented its challenges. There are opportunities. Out that direction, Anne-Marie, you said it best. Range trade is great as long as you're prepared for it, as long as you react to it, as long as you sell the highs, buy the lows, sell the highs, buy the lows. It's a cash register, but everybody I think is on pins and needles waiting for something to change here, and until it does, we have to act as though it's not going to. It's true.
Now we have 200 contracts up there now. At that 22,204, it keeps building. There's a small 25 lot at like 996.
Well, I think it just goes back to the basic rule. In range bound, you fade the extremes until there's an acceptance outside of it that you go with.
Yeah.
When is that?
And I think, deciding on what acceptance looks like can be kind of tough. You know,
It's always subjective, right?
it's squishy. It's a little bit
Order
squishy.
filled.
Squishy, I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, at least Philly
Order
didn't
filled.
play in their own stadium, where there would have been a shanking, right?
Taking a shot at Philly. Philly just caught a stray there. I love it. That stadium is wild. I believe there's a courthouse or a jail on the old Fed. There used to be. I wonder if the link has a mini jail as well. Philly.
There's a jail in all the stadiums, Andre.
How would you know, Jack? Jack, how would you know that?
I keep my secrets.
Those people.
They have one at Comiskey Park, that's for sure.
There's one at Wrigley also. It's a holding cell. It's just a holding cell. I had a buddy that was there for a while.
Good for the
You
resume.
mean
He decided to run the bases after the game.
oh, yeah.
Who bought those 70s? Who bought those 70s in the Nasdaq? We're going to go get those 22,000s. Who bought that pullback? Good on you. Nice little caveman trade there if we go get it this time.
Yeah. It is. It's gonna.
Like you can
I think there's one.
short the top of the range here on ES, but you have like 20 points of risk plus.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's my caveman trade game.
It's just one tick above the IB high and the S&P's there.
So are we looking for a potential failed auction?
We haven't really looked above it. We need two TPOs above the IB to represent a failed upside auction or a selling tail.
Now we got 200 at 22,000.
Yeah. Just saw that.
Get me. Come and get me.
Yeah, they're
Money?
good.
I want to buy it.
Me too. All right.
Do
Before
it.
we do that, let's.
We have failed upside auctions in gold and in crude right now.
Yeah, that 71-20-ish area that you called out earlier, that's a really important zone.
Basically, it was just inventory adjustment. Was that rally? It took us right back to settlement in crude.
Yep. Yep.
It's that settlement.
I know it. I love it. I love it.
All right, now we're getting some extension, and the S&P's above the IBI. Let's see what happens.
See if there are any blind spots in gamma that we might find.
$2,992. And essentially, market's just waiting to fill those 22,000s.
See 6110, and then see if we can find a blind spot here.
All right, we'll bring in JD right after this. All right, everyone's flat. All right, JD, come on in. We got some stats to show. Everyone's flat right now. JD, let's go over in and outs.
Let's do it real quick, though. If you guys navigate over to the Trader Lingo glossary on the TopStep.tv website, you will see a definition for the word shanked in there. Anne-Marie herself gave us.
JD.
Anne-Marie's definition of being shanked is getting stabbed in a Philadelphia parking lot. That is the official definition of shanked.
Forgot about that. Great job, JD.
Did we add an air horn to it yet?
All right, let's take a look at yesterday's top live funded P&Ls. Here they are. At the top, working our way down, we've got Scott L. trading the S&P Trader, $6,501 in profits.
Phil,
What'd you say, Jack?
you got Phil.
22,000.
we're going to put that link here in the chat. And every day here in the TV chat, we're going to drop that check-in form where you can sign up for the exclusive live meeting. And there it is. Yes, beautiful ad. Beautiful ad. And send that to you. But hey, if you are outside of the state, U.S., United States, we cannot ship that to you right now. We are looking into expanding that option in the future, but some of the traders have family here in the States, outside of the United States, or friends that can ship it to them and they can ship it out to you. But we're working on that, and we promise that we will let you know when we can ship it. That's what I've got here. Don't forget also that if you can remember, opening call here is at 7:20 each and every morning. That's right. You're early. I'm going to pass this back to JD. Thanks, JD.
For sure, Eddie. All right, guys, I'm going to dip out of here and make way for our special guest who's coming in just a few minutes. I'll catch you guys later.
Yeah, 22 minutes. Okay. 22,000 did get filled. Hi, Henry. Here's your first.
22,000.
Here's your first test. Here's your first test of those 22,000s.
Yeah. So we should get to 2220 to 2240. That's the next. It's called a blind spot. It's like a gamma line, but it's a little weaker.
बहन जो माँ चोदी
So you can run to a round number at 22,050, but shorts are pushing this market up. Absolutely. This is short covering. Because all the range traders are saying, oh my gosh, I gotta buy to get out of here.
Nasdaq Delta is 4,800 positive. S&P Delta is 17,400 positive.
We're just lifting offers now.
So what we're looking for is ninth of acceptance, and the first sign of acceptance would be the first 30-minute bar closing above the IBI, which would basically be closing above that 22,000 level.
Okay.
We just popped that thing.
Yeah, we crossed through. We broke through the completely retraced and then some the yield change in the 10-year from CPI yesterday. So we are below in yield where we were right before the number yesterday. So slightly hot CPI is about equal to a tariff being moved in a few months. At some point, it'll be interesting. Like legs to the upside here. I mean, if these get pushed out, how serious is he about these tariffs? Because right now, it doesn't seem very serious to me.
Well,
He sees what it does to the stock market. He sees what it does to the stock
Yeah.
market.
And he always will. Like every time he threatens one of these, he's going to see the NQ sell 1%, and then he's going to change his mind.
Yeah, that's what I was saying 2 weeks ago. I go, he didn't understand. Because every time someone got to him, said, every time you say that word tariff, market tanks, Mr. President. Oh, really? And then, oh,
thought to that. And my suspicion, and this is, I'm going to be looking for structure here. I'm going to be looking for a failure to hold higher, a pullback, a break of support on that 1 minute chart, and then a punch up that gives me a lower high. And that is going to give me my short entry. But for this tariff business, I suspect that we have the art of the deal going on here. And what I mean by that is he knows that they are the strongest negotiating tools that he has in his quiver of arrows. And so, right, we're looking at the first 90 days in the new administration. And so he's pulling the levers to see who moves, because my suspicion is this time around, he's a little bit smarter about how he focuses on market action. Not that it doesn't do whatever, but the tariff is such a strong, I mean, it's a steel arrow, right? And so that's something that he's using to best benefit and bring negotiations to the table, because really we've been rolling over as a country to whoever does what whenever they want to do it. We're like, yeah, sure, we'll go along with that. And this new administration is, no, we're not doing that. We're going to set the rules, and if you want to play with us, this is how we're going to have to go. And that's, it's pissing some people off. But I think this tariff business is pure negotiation.
Yeah, very well may be. I just know that every time that word is said, I just know that the market goes down 1%. So is he negotiating with the market? Is he negotiating with the country?
We're coming to the same point from like slightly different. Yeah, I don't even care about the negotiations. I just think I'm just going to buy every dip that's based on rumors of tariffs from now on, because it's a pain point. It's not going to be a 20% dip in the NQ.
Wait, another big order.
What do we got?
Going up 22,075, 111 contracts.
Nice job, Anne Marie. 22,075, 111 offered. Get it. Who likes to go get that liquidity? Seen a lot.
Not bad, just watching it go higher.
All right, Gabe, if you are ready. That demo. Personal daily loss limit. Man, oh man, people are loving this thing.
Yeah.
So am I.
Game
Locking
changer.
profits for the day.
Game changer.
Yep. Yeah, that's our offer. Our offer at 22,075.
Let's see what's going on. Yes.
Jack explaining himself in the chat now about that take.
Politics? You talking politics? This ain't politics.
Not politics. It's just like we're seeing what happens. They all goes look for that word. They hammer the market.
Yeah.
He sees what happens.
We really are.
We're just talking about markets. It's just markets.
Yeah.
When he says the
About
word,
pricing.
market goes down. When he pauses the word, market goes up.
Right.
Caveman. Keep it caveman.
Exactly.
T-word market go down. No T-word market go up. We just saw the CNBC report. Jack said we're going to kick the can. No tear. No T-word. Market go up. It sounds stupid.
True.
It's working.
That not real money.
Well, yeah. All right, Gabe, come on in. All week we were talking about the trailing personal daily loss limit. Show the people one more time. Great feature we just rolled out here on TopStep X.
All right, hey everybody. A quick little update for you. Now we've been talking about this, like Trey said, for the past couple of days, but it is worth mentioning again. We have now released the trailing personal daily loss limit for TopStep X. Instead of the fixed personal daily loss limit, giving you the opportunity to trail or highest realized balance throughout the day, giving you the potential chance at preventing yourself from going into a red day from a green day. So holding on to those profits not giving back what you've earned through your hard work. I'm going to show you where that's at here in this platform. So we're going to go over to the left-hand side of the chart. We're going to click on that gear wheel. As always, go to your risk settings tab, and then from there, notice you'll need to set a personal daily loss limit. So whatever that might be for you, put in an amount there. Make sure you hit your action. So I'm going to go ahead and liquidate and block. And then I want to enable that trailing personal daily loss limit. You can hit a little question mark if you need any guidance on what this might be doing. And then just simply click save. Now I'm going to go ahead and lock out my settings too for the day. That way I don't
Order filled.
prevent myself from changing this mid-day or mid-trade. Once again, stepping in and kind of helping us with our emotional decision making. And yes, lock those risk settings out. Now those are set for the rest of the session. You notice in the top
Order
center,
filled.
you do have a trailing personal daily loss limit now set for the amount that you've selected, and you can now go about your business. But we have an action-packed day ahead, so I'm going to go ahead and throw it back to Dre. We'll get back to the markets, and we have a special guest coming up that I'm super excited for, so stay tuned for that. But thanks, Dre.
Oh, thank you, Gabe. Helmet, crypto NFT expert. This explanation for those uninitiated. View of the landscape. What's going on right now? All across it. Shitcoin thing is really taking off. Pump and dump? I don't know. So the technology, understand what is happening over there in Portnoy, Barstool, Shitcoin going to $1 billion. Do not buy it, but it's going to $1 billion. Just all that nonsense going on over there. We'll get that in about 11 minutes. So we got that order up there, Anne Marie, 75. I cannot see it just yet. Make it closer.
Yeah, it's up there. Big buying group. The next buys are at, there's 100 lot at 22,025, and there's let's see how many up here. Hang on. My aging eyes. Another 100 lot at 22,075.
Order filled.
So I took a short again. I could be early,
What price?
but 22,038. It's underwater a little bit right now, but I'm looking for
Micro, correct?
yes, and yeah, I'm just looking to see how it behaves here. If it loses this edge, as long as it doesn't break, my stop is fairly tight. It's right above the high at 22,061. But I'm going to add if it comes back to 22,050, and then I'm going to take it down into 22,019.
All right. 19th. All right. I like that. All right, Jack, we'll keep an eye on that. House count's flat, correct, Jack?
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
We're up 297 from an oil trade that Hogan JD put on during the opening call today.
Yes. Jack, if you want to do some news, we have about 9 minutes till Sam is scheduled to join us.
This is a good primer. This will be a real quick primer.
Primer?
Like
Primer.
creamer.
Yes.
Primer.
Fancy people say primer.
Primer. Oh, my God. Primer, primer.
Lost my
Yes.
edge. Anyway, this will be good before Sam comes on. First, I've been going through some of the great content from our degenerate friends online as we've gone up. Gabe, if you want to show that, I'd like this tweet. Girlfriend just texted me that her favorite coffee shop was closed, and I simply reply, "Oh no," instead of telling her I'm down 20 years of living expenses in the last hour.
Nick.
Love it. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious.
There's a lesson there. Keep them in. Anyway, before Sam comes on, the rest of the news, I want to talk Robinhood. Robinhood right now, I don't even have a Robinhood price chart on, but I'm sure
Order filled.
today. What's their ticker? Hood.
H-O-O-D.
Hood.
H-O-O-D.
Hood's up 12% today. They blew earnings, revenue, hours of water, but let's look at these earnings real quick. Total Q4 revenue is up 150% year after year. Here's the breakdown in case you can't read it. That neon green is transaction based. The light gray is net interest, and the gray is other revenues. Transaction costs making up a huge part of it. Let's take a look at those transaction costs. Next slide.
Order
Let's go
filled.
to their Q4 report.
Nice
Holy
check.
mother of God. That neon area is crypto transaction. Oh, sorry, that's transactions, and now now I have it up there. That little green, dark green slice, that is equity. The neon green is options. The light green, that's 358 million, up from 61 million in the last quarter, is crypto transactions. Robinhood is purely a crypto and options firm at this point, more so crypto. I had no idea they had this much crypto exposure. Look at that.
This is a great segue for Sam. Great, yes, awesome stuff.
And one more slide. Look at this.
Order filled.
Robinhood crypto revenue. My quarter going back to 2020. Unbelievable stuff. So yes, as this individual says, we have no idea. Hopefully they're not problematic. Just a massive amount of retail crypto trading going on Robinhood. So we can ask Sam about that when he comes on later, but that's what I got now for the news.
Jack, as an avid hood user for my 0DTE degenerate plays, I must say I feel attacked by this data.
Well, it is.
I feel this is personal.
Order filled.
Options move the market now. Options move the market.
Hey, if the casino's open, I'm gonna be there.
There's a really cheap short at 61.10 in the ES right now. Super cheap.
Super cheap short?
Yeah.
What's the risk on that?
I would say it would be 61.15.
Just right above the session high.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll take it.
Very low volume at the high up there. You got a little bubble right here. We're at the bottom of that bubble. 110 is right in the middle.
Order filled.
What price check?
I'm short one ES from 108.50. I'm going to try and kind of average into it, get that level that Anne Marie talked. Stop around, you said 61, 115 or thereabouts?
Yeah, thereabouts.
115. Let's see what it. Thank you, Gabe.
Order
You're
filled.
sitting out with me for Sam, by the way. Whether you like it or not.
Oh.
Order filled.
Once you we're gonna talk about that, Robinhood. Sam, what's up, Sam? I see you in the green room.
Well, those orders just moved down. We're sitting at 22,025. They moved to, oh no, they're still there. Oh, they pulled it. Or did it fill? Sorry. Yep, I'm staying short.
Yeah, we're getting closer to rejection up here.
Yeah.
This is going to be an exciting interview.
What's going on?
Hey, 5 minutes, Sam. We're gonna have you on 5 minutes. Thank you.
He's eager. He's ready to go. I love it.
Sorry. Yeah, all good. I'm gonna trade on right now. See how this plays out. Got house account shorts 61.08 half. Next trade 61.06.
So before I get trashed for just putting on one contract, because I just put one on because it was pretty aggressive as pricing, and we're in like 110 short. We'll see if we get a shot.
Order filled.
I lost it. I know I lost it. I knew I lost it. Man, chod.
First, explain what he's doing, what's going on, and then we'll answer.
Lawyers are going to love that question.
Yeah, first, that's like a deep question. That goes like into legal language and stuff like that. But I think there are two things that Portnoy's doing, and you kind of have to understand that. One is he found out on Friday, like Friday of last week, he started buying different meme coins, like shit coins, and he found that when he'd buy them and tweet them, they would rally, and he could sell them 10 minutes later, and he would make literally like 80 grand per trade. So he was making tons of money just buying a ticker. He saw that if he tweeted it, people would follow him. So then everyone started saying he was going to jail. They created this token called Jailstool. And he thought that was kind of a funny token. He was like, this is a great narrative. I'm buying a token about how I'm going to jail. And that one he's actually pouring real money into. He's put like 500 grand into that. And I believe him when he says he's not going to sell that.
Order
He
filled.
actually like kind of, he got jail on cracking. Like, so that one is different. He's not pump and dumping that one. In the background though, over the next few days, he did more of the pump and dumping. Because the minute his wallet buys something, a ton of other copy traders will come in and buy it, and then he'll dump on them 10 to 20 minutes later. So he's kind of doing both. I personally think that is a bit of a pump and dump. I mean, the pump is a little bit ambiguous because he doesn't tell everyone to go buy it. He tells them he's going to sell it, but still, kind of like the dumbest people out there copy trade him, and then he dumps on them. Yeah, you know, I think each person can have their own view of that. But so he's doing that to make money, but then he's also got this Jailstool token on, which I do believe he legitimately just kind of dumping money into and wants it to go higher.
It is a weird thing to say, though, with his want to go higher, that it's like, hey, I promise you that I'm not going to sell this for under $1 billion market cap. Yeah, which, fine. Who are the people buying at the end to push it to $1 billion, right? He hasn't said he's not going to sell it at $1 billion.
I think he's kind of doomed on that one. Because I don't think you get as big as he does by building your brand for a couple days around this token and then dumping on everybody. Like, that's just too reputationally damaging, I think. It would just be a flat-out lie. And as you said, no one's going to pump it to $1 billion because they know he's going to dump there. You're not going to pump it to $500 million because even at $500 million, you know, you only get a 2x if you buy it, and because you know he's going to dump it $1 billion. And it's only at 80 million right now. So at the end of the day, this one's having a hard time really breaking out. And I think because he said he's you know, he could sell it at $1 billion, maybe he will, maybe he won't. But I think this one's a money loser for him, and he has not been putting more money into it. He put like 500 grand in, and like if he'll do a pump and dump on the side and make 200 grand, maybe he'll put 50 grand into Jailstool. But broadly speaking, I think that one's struggling. Yeah, it hasn't gone to
Order
zero.
filled.
It still could break out, but it hasn't really kind of kept going like maybe he hoped.
So what are people supposed to do? We see this. We see the hype on the Twitter. Obviously, Portnoy's done this before. Obviously, I don't know. How is this any kind of different than what Roaring Kitty was doing with GameStop? Things like that. I guess he was kind of taking the opposite, trying to put the short squeeze. But I think we've seen this time and time again, especially with these shit coins. Like, what do you look for to know if a coin's legit or not? Do you ever get in on these, Sam?
I personally don't trade a ton of them. I just I do more. I'd say I do more like market analysis. I've kind of built my reputation around not being as involved myself. I own a bunch of like Bitcoin and Sol and Ethereum and stuff. But as far as the shit ones, I rarely get too involved. At the end of the day, like it isn't any different from GameStop. Like I actually think that kind of triggered a lot of this. It's basically the exact same thing. It's like these cultural phenomenon things where people are rallying around them. There's no fundamental value there. Ultimately, the vast majority of them get washed out, and it's like a 1 to 2 month cycle. And your goal is to get out before everyone does. I think that's like the thing is, if you play it right, if you play it well, like you're seeing stuff go from 0 to 3 billion in 2 days. Like that has happened. So when you get it right, there is so much money to be made. But at the end of the day, my full-time job is interacting with people who are fully involved in this stuff. Like it's very hard. I think.
What are they saying?
Well, right now, I think they're basically saying, like, it's kind of funny. People get all excited when things are going up. AI coins were the big thing, and everyone was talking about AI technology, and this is the way everyone's going to play AI technology. And then, sure as night follows day, a month later, everything goes down 90%. Everyone says, oh, you all were stupid. It's kind of a bit of it's like, what do gamblers say when they go to a casino? When you're winning, you're pumped, and you say it's great. When you're losing, you kind of play the dealer.
All right, Jack. All right, Jack, over here. Jack, we're just looking at those Robinhood earnings, and let's say there's an explosion in crypto trading at Robinhood, Jack.
Yeah, I wanted to get your thoughts on that. That was one of the most interesting earnings reports that I've read of just how much Robinhood is making off of crypto transactions versus everything else. They're essentially just options and crypto warehouse at this point, and mostly crypto.
Yeah. I mean, look, January was, and this is 4Q, right? I mean, crypto's been on fire. I think once Trump won the election, it was just very clear that he was going to be much more friendly towards crypto. He's the most powerful person in the world, who people are saying has a Bitcoin price target. Like it just kind of opened the floodgates for people to bet on this stuff again and get excited about it again. And Bitcoin went from 60 grand to 105 grand in a month or in 2 months after he was elected. The Trump coin listed, it went to $80 billion in 2 days. I said $3 billion early. Trump coin went to $80 billion in 2 days. I mean, Robinhood normally has a bit of a process for listing. They listed that on day one. So they just said, fuck it. Like, we don't have to worry about, They said, we don't have to worry about the regulations.
Okay.
We're just going to list this thing. Okay, cool. We're just going to list this immediately. I mean, normally there's a process and it takes time to get listed. They listed the Trump coin immediately. So you don't have to worry about regs. When the president made it his personal coin and tweeted it out himself, that went from 0 to $80 billion in 2 days. You just don't get that type of activity in most asset classes. So for people who want to follow, who want to really bet and really gamble, this is the place. And Robinhood is so much easier than getting a MetaMask wallet or getting a Phantom wallet and going onto Jupiter or whatever and trading it there. So I think platforms like Robinhood did very well, and not just in fourth quarter, but I think the first quarter has been insane for them so far with the Trump.
Hey,
absolutely.
Touch on that. We have Coinbase earnings after the bell today, so we'll keep an eye on what that looks like. Go ahead, Jack.
To say, I don't do any crypto trading myself, but I was curious when I see those massive transaction costs for Robinhood. How does that work on Robinhood? Is it just like a flat fee per, or is it a percent? Like, where are they making these transaction costs from?
I think it's something like 0.5% if you buy Bitcoin outright, just on the trade. So I'm not sure the exact numbers, but I think it's 0.5% if you buy Bitcoin there. I mean, Coinbase has been charging 1% plus in the past. And I do wonder a little bit with Coinbase. I mean, how much I find Robinhood's a traditional finance platform. Like most of their trading historically has been S&P 500 and Apple stock, normal stuff. So I think it's easier for people to kind of just
order filled.
Bitcoin. I do wonder what IBIT's going to do. Like IBIT's the Bitcoin ETF. IBIT is BlackRock.
48,444.
That has the same fees as trading Apple stock. Like that's basically a no fee trade. So I wonder over time if people are going to want to continue to buy kind of actual Bitcoin versus just buying IBIT if you're already on like the traditional finance platform in the first place. So, or you don't have as much need to go to Coinbase with these ETFs getting bigger. I think the Trump administration is going to pass a lot more crypto ETFs. We already have Bitcoin and Ethereum, but so many are getting filed. So I do wonder how much of the trading moves away from this like high fee business that these guys are in to, when I trade IBIT on Fidelity, it's free. Literally, it's very, 6 cents a trade, something like that.
Is Sam, so for those that try to get a little exposure into crypto, things like that, IBIT and ETFs, the best way. What if they want to get in there, actually get their hands dirty in some of these new coins? What do you look for? How do you distinguish between a shit coin and a legit coin?
Yeah, I mean, I think I personally, for me personally, most of my stuff is in the majors. So it's in IBIT. You can buy Solana on Robinhood. There's no ETF, but you can buy Solana, Ethereum. It's kind of in more of the majors. I think that's like the easiest way to chip away. It's got a little bit less volatility for people wanting exposure. It's very hard, I think, to distinguish between the stuff that has legs and the stuff that doesn't. It helps to be kind of the term we use is in the trenches, like people who are out there and understand who the personalities are that are bringing coins to life. There are people who kind of have a track record of frogging in the past.
And who are they? I want names, Sam. Give me names.
There's a guy named Ben.eth. There's a guy named Machi Big Brother. These guys have had people send them millions of dollars of Solana to wallets, and the coins basically went straight to zero. They openly tell people they're going to do it. People still do it. Like tens of millions of dollars.
Are regulars not stepping in? I mean, is it's the Wild West right now? Like,
Order
it's
filled.
still kind of the same old people. During the NFT boom of 2021, so many new people got into this space. Like everyone was home. I don't think we've really had that.
Order filled.
Run. I think there was this sentiment that Trump coin was going to bring people on, but Trump coin's gone from 80 million to 17 million. So the people who got the inside looks at the very beginning, the people who were at home I was playing hockey with Mike Patak. He's on my hockey team. So those 2 hours.
Your dad plays hockey? I've been at one of your games. I was at one of your games. X Games weekend. I was at your that game was Friday night. You guys
every Friday night. So we had a hockey game, and the fact that we were playing hockey when I got home, it was already 2 hours too late. Trump coin was already at $9 billion. But people who were there for that announcement and glued to their screen, like made a 20x. Like those were the people who made money. And then if you bought it at $9 billion, you're still up. But even having bought it 2 hours after the announcement, it's only at 15 right now. And 80%, like the Trump team, the insiders have access to they get 80% of it. So only 20% is floating, and they start to vest. They start to, as a thank you for their services, they start to get 11 figures of Trump coin in 2 months. 11 figures. So there's a lot of supply on that one coming to market. But I don't know, man. It's so hard to find. It's so hard to figure out because so much of the stuff kind of goes up and goes down. But getting a sense for how much insiders own, when the insiders unlock. The Melania token that came out is still $1.5 billion. She gets $40 million worth in a week. As a thank you for her services. This like the extraction, the industry has given her $40 million in 1 week, and then she'll continue to make that much token every month.
Essentially, this is just a new GoFundMe. Essentially, is what it is.
It is a GoFundMe thing, but the people donating are
donating.
They're actually
You said it.
donating the right word.
You said it, Sam.
No, the reason I said it is because they're actual tokens. It's actually not uncommon. If someone gets hacked, people will start a token for that person and give that person half the supply. And then people will bid it up because everyone's excited about this narrative, giving him the money or her the money. And then it's happened 3 times this month where the person who gets that GoFundMe token will then dump all their token immediately, and then everyone gets pissed. So I'm like, well, you knew what you were getting into. Right? Like people, just like when you buy a dick product, you know what you're getting into. But still,
do they though? Do they? It kind of sounds like they're, for lack of a better phrase, they're just taking advantage of the useful idiots, Sam.
I compare some of this stuff to that. Like it's not all this way. There's some stuff that's done incredibly well. Like there's some memes that have just been spread so widely that they had like 6-month shelf lives. Dogecoin, like Doge, Elon's Department of Government Efficiency is named after a shit coin. Like this coin was a shit coin, but it's now lasted 10 years, and it has become a cultural icon. So, and I think that proof of concept keeps people in the game. And when you have something like Dogecoin, where a whole community builds around it, and where memes get built, and everyone's talking about it, and stuff gets sent around, like those are the ones that have a little bit longer shelf life. Or in some cases, like Dogecoin, become real assets. I mean, it's hard to argue with something like Doge that was made as a joke. The founder sold everything, and 8 years later, it's still worth over $10 billion. So you want to look for, are people talking about this nonstop? Like in that case, the founder got rid of everything in the beginning, so clearly it wasn't an extraction event. But it's harder to replicate that stuff. A lot of that stuff happens by surprise.
does. Good stuff, Sam. We got Sam Gelman joining us. We're going to post his Twitter link and social links pinned to the top of the chat. All right, Sam. You said like discounting. I mean, all right, the Hot Tool girl came out with one of her own coins, and that. I mean, how is this stuff? How do people, I guess, learn their lesson? How many times do they need to touch the stove before they know it is hot?
Hey man, I got a bunch of those. I still got all my Hot Tool coin.
That's not true.
Sitting around.
You got your Hot Tool
in my cold wallet. Yeah, no, I do not take that as anything. But who regulates crypto? Is it the SEC or just do they even count as security? Like these things? Yeah.
I mean, in the past it was the SEC, but this administration clearly wants to move away from that. So I think it's the CFTC. The commodities market regulators going to focus more on the majors, but the head of that group recently said that meme coins would not be included. The president launched a meme coin, so I think this is going to be a very unregulated space for a while. I think it's going to be pretty unregulated. And to be fair, even with the SEC, it was unregulated. Like I told you, how these guys had people send them 8 figures to their random wallet addresses, and then those tokens immediately went to zero. Like that happened under the SEC's guidance. Like the SEC wasn't doing anything either. They're kind of picking random sacrificial lambs that were happening every few months. But like this space has never been regulated. I think the meme coin space has a few more years of not being regulated until you need something like an FTX to happen where the actual public gets hit so hard that regulating becomes fashionable. But I think because
you need
industry is gearing this for so much, like it's unfashionable right now.
you need the trainer to get something where people home for the first time.
You need real people. You need non-degenerates, and degenerates is a term of endearment, but you need like non-degen types who are in the trenches to get hit, I think, because at the end of the day, the space, people kind of sign up for lack of regulations, kind of why they're there.
Well, they call them like collectibles or whatever else, so it's kind of like, we don't really regulate anything else, like baseball cards or stuff like that. The thing is that you could just compress an entire, euphoria bubble into an hour, and
I think calling a meme coin a collectible is as silly as calling GameStop stock a collectible. I think there's a very good case that NFTs are collectibles, but meme coins are just like GameStop. Would you ever say GameStop stock is a collectible? I think what happened though is that after President Trump came out with his own meme coin and people were like, "What's going on here?" Like if his team kind of said, "No, this is a collectible," and it made it seem, it just kind of made that issue go away. I'm curious how long that issue will last though, because I don't think it's. As someone who I have a lot of NFTs. I love NFTs, and I've played a little bit of the meme coin game. Like meme coins are just it's pure speculation. No one's like, I want to buy more so I can put them, pass them on my grandchildren as a memorabilia. Whereas people actually say that.
Good thing I'll be dead when they learn about that. Andre.
Yes. How we look on this trade, Jack? Let's get right back to let's do a quick update on the markets here. Looking at the S&Ps, last trade 61.10, Nasdaq 22,003.2. For those looking at the 5-minute, might be a little bit of a bull flag setting up there. GD, take a double look.
Yeah, we're
at
playing
that.
out. We're break even right now. We're short 2 from 61.10, as Anne-Marie had pointed out. Sam, is there anything else that you want to hit in this lightning round? Because we'd love to have you back sometime too. Because
Definitely.
this is obviously something that's going to be going on for a long time.
Yeah, dude. No, I'm happy to come anytime, and next time I'll always come with money-making ideas. I think that's clearly what people are watching for. I'm always happy to talk about the landscape, what's going on, my take. Obviously, I spent all my time in there. Sometimes I'm a little bit more cynical than the average guy within the space, but that's just because I've seen so much I've seen the same cycle play out so many times. But always happy to come on here. Mike's a homie, so.
Mike is the homie, Sam Gelman. And Sam Gelman, where can the people find more Sam Gelman if they're looking for you?
Pump 9059 on X. I'm always posting Pump 9059. I probably post 5-10 times a day, sometimes more. So that's good. Whenever I have thoughts, whenever I see interesting things happen, whenever I see weird stuff happen, that's where I talk. DM's open. Just don't try to show me something. Not not responding to those ones.
Oh, on that note, he's going to drop the mic. Lance the Dismount, Sam Gelman, our new crypto and NFT expert. That was absolutely fascinating. Sam, we're going to have you back on. Tell Michael he's doing an all right job. Look at this TV thing he got started.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you, Sam. Talk to you later. That was awesome stuff, guys. All right, let's get right back into it. Anne Marie's back with us. Nick Furtick is back with us. Check it with Nick Furtick. Nick Furtick. Any trades taken during that Sam Gelman drop?
No, I'm just on this last little re-dip inside at 61.10s. I was looking to get long. I'm still kind of watching. This just looks like it has legs to 61.20s on ES. On the counter, I think that we've just been consolidating up here for too long. Sellers have done nothing, and it just anybody that's been shorting up here is that fuel for the next 10-point move up. Very possible.
How do we feel about the short, Anne Marie?
Well, I think he has a point, and certainly in the ES ladder, we're seeing trades starting to pile in at around 61.05. We've got about 1,000 contracts sitting between 61.06 and 61.05. Somewhere around that in those ticks. So the thing that I don't like about short right now is that we're hanging around at the highs way too long, right?
And above the ID high.
Yeah. Everybody's sort of waiting to see what's going to happen. And
Look at acceptance through time. It's showing acceptance at higher pricing, long as we hold the IB highs.
Yeah, that's what's starting to frame out. Not so much in the NQ, but in the ES, I don't like it making that sideways pattern up near the highs there at all. I really don't. I prefer to see the support get swept. On the upside, we've got about, let's see what we have. 61.14, 61.15, 61. Yeah, there's about 600-700 contracts up there on that space, so it could just sweep up and then come back down. This is just the typical formation that I use when I see a gamma line that gets taken out. It pulls back, gets taken out, moves higher. It normally collapses into the congestion zone, which is why I still feel fairly comfortable in the short in the NQ. The ES is sort of holding that line, and its gamma line is really 6100 or 6098, and so it's trying to hold above there. So I can see. I'm glad the stop is so tight, but we can also
valid trade.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm saying. Like,
not making a new high yet.
We don't have enough. We paid our ticket. This trade risk is, $500 to $600. I'm just gonna let it cook. Let me cook, as the kids say.
Let it cook.
Sorry, I gotta throw in a rally pouch.
A rally pouch. A lip pillow.
Inverse rally
All
pouch.
right, so it's coming into my target here at 20,019. I actually am going to just take one right here and leave it where we sit with the one contract, and I'll just walk it down. My thought is 22,000, 21,000, maybe 996 might be the case, but I'm just going to walk the stop down and leave if it pops back up into the heavy congestion zone.
Hey, Daddy, that's a lip pillow.
It has to fall.
We got London close coming up in about 7 minutes.
Yeah.
was kind of short, short. Nick for a tick. Great. Nick for a tick. Any trades today? I don't think that.
No, just an attempt at one in the pre-market, but scratch.
But you're thinking that this area is a long though, right? You're thinking this area is just a long, right?
Will hold. Yeah, otherwise we'd probably rotate back to the initial balance. But for the time being, it's still holding. And the reversal trades, these fades near the highs, like you kind of want it to move. And I mean, maybe Euro close gets that push back towards the 22,000s, but I just when I sit in these type of trades for too long, I just start getting weary, especially when I'm seeing options activity at a higher strike, which would be a big round number strike at 6100s on SPX as well. So it's like I can see us just tagging it and maybe reoffering a little higher if there is one, but it's kind of it's just a weird spot.
Yeah.
We're still sitting here.
The weight state. Yeah. It's a big weight state. Now, would you choose a buy? Would you choose a buy still?
Order filled.
Above a break? What do you think?
Order filled.
Probably not running into the 6120s. I'd much rather try to get long the consolidation than the breakout of it, because then at least I know if it broke to the downside, like I'm definitely wrong, versus it just making a new high, potentially putting me in the long, and then it reversing shortly thereafter. So I'd rather, like I said, I would probably try it at the 6110s if I still have a lean. I mean, I'm still leaning a little higher before maybe we sell down here, but I don't know. Maybe we're waiting for the Euro close to do something. Maybe we're just going to chop in this range until Trump. But it wouldn't shock me to see us go take out last week's high, which was like 123s. 6123s.
Orders keep piling up in the ES at around 07.
Popping crude. Jeff, I'm going to do a little bit of
Order filled.
I'm going to think for a tick. As long as we hold those IB highs, that IB high in the S&Ps is 6102.5. IB high in the Nasdaq is 21,996. It's longs for me, but the location is difficult. We get a pull back to those levels, that can limit our risk. But you're getting a good move here now.
We'll move it to the downside here.
Those orders just moved in the ES. They're now at 6103.
Those are algos, Anne-Marie. I'm pretty convinced those are algos. They're just messing with us. Yeah, those $300 lots. Yeah. Spread bros. All right, Jack, we're going to do a line shift here in a couple of minutes. Bring in Dolby time. But right now, I might do some call-ups. Let's show the people who got called up to the big leagues, if you don't mind, Jack.
Yeah, we will. First, I'm going to do these and then we'll let Dolby Time jump in. I'll keep managing this trade. I'll leave my screen shared. In the meantime, though, let's give a shout out to our live funded trader called up February 10th, who had the highest starting balance. That is Jordan G from LA, 82,225, trading the ES, NQCL, and Micro Bitcoin. Jordan G. Man,
Order filled.
I'm stuck here. I'm trying to make like a Red Hot Chili Peppers reference. You know how
Jordan
we
G.
in the songs? Yeah, Jordan G. Californication, 82,000 starting balance. Let's take a look.
Order filled.
Look at me combining the words look and list. And those others that were called up. We got Jordan, Edberto, Cortland, Nadir, not the Nadir performance today. Riker wins most American name. Nick